Hey guys, thank you for coming back for more random questions that I find on Google and I think they're awesome, so I decided to answer. Because, hey, what else do I do with my life? Well, I am a stay at home mom, which brings us to this one 10 questions for a stay at home mom. So, I actually kind of struggled with the decision to be a stay at home mom. Um, and I had a lot of questions myself. And when I looked over these questions, I was like, I actually asked these questions a lot. So I figure maybe this might help one of you out there who's thinking about being a stay-at-home mom and struggling with it like I did. So here we go. Number 1, do you feel you made the right choice? Yes, I did make the right choice in being a stay-at-home mom. It was what made sense for myself, my family, my son, everyone involved. It made sense. Number 2, have you had to cut back on spending, and where did you cut back? Well, my son was born in June, and at the time, the only one working was my husband because I had some complications during pregnancy. And we cut back in the sense of we would buy a generic over buying a name brand. Other than that, we didn't really have to do much in cutting back. The only thing that I can really suggest is in terms of saving money on childcare expenses. I used cloth diapers, still use cloth diapers, so I don't have to buy disposable diapers. I just wash my diapers once a day. And number 2, I breastfeed. So if you can do those 2 things, that will save you a shitload of money right there. No lie, diapers and formula are super expensive, so overpriced, and I think it's sad, actually, but that's a whole other tangent. Number 3, do you fight about money more than you did before? We've never fought about money. We have always discussed if money was tight, where we would spend it. The only thing that has changed in that aspect was before he left, what we would do was we would write down how much his check was and where the bills were going first, and then how much would be left over. Now that he is in basic training, I'm solely responsible for all that stuff. So I basically just do it to myself. I write down how much his check is and what bills need to come out, and they get paid before anything else. Unless it's a super weird situation like last month where he didn't get paid like he was supposed to. So we only got one check and the washer was broke. So I didn't have any way of really washing his diapers. So I had to buy diapers for the first time in a while. And so that was a super weird situation for me because I had to call people and let them know, hey, look, normally I'd be paying the bills, but he's in basic. We're not getting paid like we're supposed to. And can I just postpone this payment? Luckily, everyone was super nice about it. So, but that's the only time that we've had issues with that. And I feel like I got on a tangent there. Number 4. Are you resentful of your working spouse? No. I mean, he's busting his ass to provide money for us. And while he gets to miss 2.5 months of his son's first year, I get to watch him doing all these amazing developmental jumps. So I don't in any way feel resentful of him. I don't wish that I was the one working or anything like that. Now, there has been times where, like, I wish that I could get a job just because it'd be nice to go ahead and pay this off or that off or get a new car or whatever. But no, resentful, no. 5, do you feel satisfied? Yeah, I am satisfied being a stay-at-home mom. I've actually started cooking, which has made me feel more, I don't know, useful. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I knew how to cook before. Now I'm learning even more how to cook. So I feel like by the time like he graduates and everything, I'm going to be able to cook him up good meals, and I'm going to be able to keep the house clean and all that and raise our son. And it makes me feel like I'm going to be more useful, which is the only thing that I've really struggled with, is not feeling like I'm doing much that matters. And I've been trying to go back to school, so I feel like those things will make me feel more useful. I think I'm going to go back to school for culinarian, and then I'll cook real good. 6, are your kids tired of you? Considering he's like 5 months old, I don't think he's tired of me. I think he wants to be attached to the hip 24/7. Oh wait, he does. Number 7, are you staying home because of someone else's pressure? No. Honestly, I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home wife and mother, and I know that sounds extremely crazy, but it's what I've wanted to do for, oh my gosh, as long as I can actually remember. I didn't really have anything career-wise that I was like, oh, I really want to do this or that. So to me, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, that's what I want to do. I want to be a mom. And then when it came time to make that decision, I kind of struggled with it a little bit because I realized that I felt like I was losing some of me, and I was losing like myself, and I didn't matter, and what I wanted didn't matter anymore. It was all about what the kids needed and what he needed and what the family needed, and I felt like I was losing myself. And in reality, I actually kind of found myself in it. Right before I got pregnant, I took a CNA class, and I was really enjoying being a CNA. So having to give that up really sucked. But now that I have this opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, I can reflect on what I really want to be when I grow up, kind of thing. And I have this time to think about that and to work on those goals and dreams rather than looking at it in a negative aspect, I guess. Our next question is, are you worried about going back to work someday after being out for so long? Honestly, yes and no. I'm planning on going to school while I'm a stay-at-home mom, and hopefully once I do decide to go back and everything to working, hopefully I'll already have my degree or whatever that I need, and I can just jump right into whatever career it is that I have decided that I want to be a part of. I'm excited for that day to come in a way, because I'm excited to get to go back to work and do something differently. But at the same time, like, the idea of going back to work and not being beside my babies makes me sad. So there's that. Do you have an equal say in financial decisions? Yes, very much so. Actually, right now, I have more of the decision on finances, and that is only because he is in training and I am not. But as of right now, I'm basically the decision maker on our finances, and he 100% trusts me to do that. he doesn't, you know, degrade me or anything and be like, oh, well, don't buy too much of this, or no. He understands that I know that is our money for the house or the household, and that I'm an adult, I can be responsible to pay bills. So, luckily, he respects me in that aspect. And then finally, how long do you plan on being a stay-at-home mom? Honestly, I'm not 100%, because I know that I want to be a stay-at-home mom until at least Caden goes to school. Well, with that being said, I also want at least one more baby. So, and I'm looking at maybe about 2 years old, whenever Caden's about 2, having another baby. So that would put me at being a stay-at-home mom for what, 2, 3, 6 years? 5, 6 years? Something like that. I'm not really worried about it. I know my husband's not really worried about it. Basically, whenever I return to work, that is fine for him. And what I'm basically looking at doing in the meantime is working on my education while I am a stay-at-home mom. That way, whenever I go back, I'm not balancing work, being a mom, and school. So that's the, I guess, benefit of being a stay-at-home mom, at least for me, is you can do your schooling while you're home. And if it's something that you need to go to an actual physical school for, then you're going to have, that's when you're obviously going to have to look into babysitters and daycares and stuff, which, me being a stay-at-home mom, part of the decision was because of childcare expense is ridiculous. Like, even if you get assistance through some kind of programming, it's still ridiculous. So, assess your family, assess your finances, and what really put the cherry on top of the cake for me was I actually looked at some of the daycares in the area and saw how much their discounted rate was, and whenever I was like, I would have to work like 12 hours a day, 6 days a week to even make a decent income. No, that's crazy. So that was ultimately like the cherry on top of the crazy pie of why I am a stay-at-home mom. So yeah, I really hope that this helps someone out there, or at least gives you some questions to reflect on yourself. Sorry that this video is a little longer than what I normally try to make them. If you like this video, then like it below, comment, subscribe, and you have a wonderful day. Ta-ta!